you talked last night about getting some positives out of the game. What was some of those after looking at the film and all that?
We had 3+ quarters that I thought we played really solid. We played together, 28 assists, 14 turnovers, so not bad. We just didn't sustain it. So the positives were we were getting good shots. We were competing at a high level with arguably one of the best teams in the East last season, number 1 in the East as far as record. But we just got to sustain it.
I guess you got to imagine Jonas doesn't have another game like that. 3 of 19, misses a lot of shots in the restricted area.
Yeah, we talked about it. He spoke to me just now about it, and it happens. He missed some bunnies, missed some easy shots. When that starts to happen, it's easy to start forcing and rushing shots. I thought he did that a little bit, but we don't plan on him having nights like that too often.
Any update on Josh and how he's doing?
Yes, so Josh, he had an MRI, and it revealed he has a right tendinosis. And we're just waiting to hear back on more updates, treatment plan, schedule. We don't have all of that information right now, but when we do, we'll let you guys know.
Coach, it's important, I know, to work out your rosters, and your rotations early in the season, just for folks to kind of break that down a little bit about what's running through your mind as you're figuring that out.
Yeah, well, right now we're trying to put the best group to get us off to a good start. I thought we did a decent job of that. We need to mix in our lineups a little bit as far as substitution guys and which starters can play with the second unit. I think that's going to be important. But it's all a feel, and going back and looking at the data and the analytics and which groups play well together and trying to put those groups on the floor as much as we can.
And it's an opponent-by-opponent basis sometimes, right?
Yeah, it is. Last night we needed a lot of Jonas because Embiid and Drummond are big guys, and he's a big guy that can sustain their post-up opportunities. But like you said, it's game by game. We'll kind of stick with our group, but we may have to tweak it depending on who we're playing.
I know last season was pretty restrictive in terms of what you guys could do on the road with COVID. Is there any sort of update you have on just the vaccination status of your players right now before you guys go on this trip?
Yeah, we're at a high percentage of vaccination rates with our guys, and I mean high, like I think it may be two guys that's left that will be finished in a week or so. Everybody's had all their vaccinations, but will be finished in a week. You got to be 14 days out before.
So everybody's had their first shot.
Everybody's had
at least one shot.
At least one shot, yes. So we're right there, and we're trying to get there.
Is that like peace of mind as a coach? Like, hey, that's one less thing you got to worry about.
Not really for me. I really don't get too much involved in it. Whatever we need to do, we just try to do it.
You were talking about having to use JV a lot last night with Embiid and Drummond. Well, they follow it up with Vooch and Cat. How challenging is it to go through that caliber big man so early when you're trying to work yourself in?
It's definitely a challenge, but it's the league. It's what you have to do to be a good team. We got to play against those guys, and not only play against them, but we have to bring a level of toughness, a level of pace and force with our offense, and then our ability to execute down the stretch. Those teams have to play against us too, and we need to make it a high competitive game and give ourselves an opportunity to win.
Coach, for the longest time in last night's game, only Kara had 5 points off the bench for you guys. What do you need to do to get those guys going? Was it just they simply weren't making shots, or what did you see out there?
Yeah, I think it's a combination of just not having the right groups on the floor at the same time. Jonas got into foul trouble, so we had to play BI longer than we wanted to, which took him out of maybe being in the second unit and giving us some scoring. But we got to look at those lineups. We got to get guys playing faster and playing with more force and getting into our sets faster. We just got to get quality looks. It's an area that we got to continue to look at.
Do you like having these 3 road games early in terms of helping growth with this kind of a young team, maybe for the future and this season as you move forward to get these early road games?
I wouldn't say I like having these road games early, but it's just a part of the schedule. It's always good to be home, sleep in your bed, to be here and practice, but we have to be a team that can go on the road and win. So this will be a good challenge for us.
With Josh possibly not being able to play, do you know who's going to get some of his minutes, maybe starting?
We don't even know if what Josh's availability is yet. So we're still waiting to hear back. Once we do, then to your point, we'll start looking at who we need to put in the lineup.